Today we're going to be taking a look at this super nice rustic farmhouse coffee table sent to me free of charge for this review. Before we get into all of the different features that this coffee table offers, I do want to just give you a little bit of a rundown of everything you get and some of the assembly process. So first off, this comes packaged very nice. There is protective layers of foam between each piece, so there is no chance that anything is going to get scratched or damaged during shipping. At least in my case, everything that I received, there was nothing damaged. Next, you get everything that you need, including the tools. However, if you want the assembly process to go a little bit faster, I would recommend you use a power drill, but be careful not to overdo it so you don't damage any of the wood parts. But other than that, the assembly process was very simple. It took me about an hour to complete. The instruction manual is very clear. Each part is labeled for you with either a letter or a number, and then everything is going to correspond right here in the user manual. And a nice thing about this user manual is the diagrams are very large. Nothing is super cluttered on the page, and it's just a very nice visual of what piece you're going to be needing for which step. So that's a big plus as well. Like I said, assembly process was super simple, and this is what the outcome is going to be. A really nice farmhouse coffee table, and if everything is put together correctly, you are going to have an extremely solid coffee table that's going to look great in your living room or in your office space. But there are some features with this coffee table that makes it unique and unlike other coffee tables. First, I want to show you the different dimensions of this coffee table. So the top, of course, is going to be a square. So we're going to be at 31.5 by 31.5. And then it's going to stand just about 20 inches off the ground. It's just a tiny bit under 20 inches. However, this can be raised with the gas struts. What that allows you to do is to pick up this top part and turn it into a little table. So this is going to be perfect, especially if you have a computer, you're working here, you have your coffee, or even if you are sitting down to eat a meal. And I can tell you this has a pretty good weight capacity, so you're not gonna have to worry about anything dumping or this falling over by itself. This does have pretty sturdy gas struts, so even if you do push it forward just a little bit, it will go back into its original form. And then to put it back down, simply just lower it back down and you're back to having your flat coffee table. Now, taking a look at the front, first thing I want to show you is that we have some storage area, but this storage area is adjustable. So you have different ways that you can adjust this, and the way you're going to adjust it is with these little pegs. So we have 6 holes on each side, and depending on how you want the shelves, you just move those pegs to whatever size you want. And then in the shelves, there's little divots, and that's what keeps it in place. Next up, we have a little door right here, and you may be wondering, why is there not a door right here? And that is because this is actually a really nice sliding door. So that just gives this coffee table a really nice overall look. And then this side over here is, of course, going to be the same as this side. Along with this being able to lift up, that allows you to have a lot more storage area within the coffee table. So we have a lot of room that we could fill up with blankets, more books, miscellaneous items, just to keep everything nice and neat inside of the coffee table and not all cluttered around the living room. On the top here, as you see, we have a nice wood finish, which is going to be waterproof, and it is also a rustic look. So if you are going for that theme of a rustic farmhouse look, this right here is a coffee table that is going to fit in perfect. And if you decide to purchase this farmhouse rustic coffee table, I think you're really going to be pleased with how it's going to look and complement your living room.